Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles. And this is today's easy level puzzle. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people at the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Damo Says It's a Smiley Face, and it's by Peter V and Skojo and Chat. I guess I could sort of see the. I don't see the smile though. It's not a smiley face. It's maybe a face which is kind of just meh, right? Because he's not really smiling here. Anyways, here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Arrows. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So for example, these 3 digits must add up to what this digit is. So as an example, we could have 2, 2, and 4, and this would be 8, and that would satisfy the arrow rule because these 3 digits, the digits on the arrow, 2, 2, and 4 sum up to what 8 is, which is in the circle. And that's how arrows work. We also have index lines, where each blue line is an index line. That is the digit in the nth cell along such a line, starting from the diamond, so the diamond is the first position, indicates the position along the line where the digit n appears. So for example, if a diamond cell contains a 3, the third cell along that line must have a 1. It's because the digit in the first cell along the line indicates the position along the line where the digit 1 appears, right? So that's how you would interpret that. So therefore, the 1 is in the third position, it would be here, if that's the case. And that's how index lines work. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. So on an index line, the thing is that you know about an index line is you always must reference each index, right? So for every position you have, you're going to have an index pointing where that digit's going to be, right? Because this would be whatever digit is here, that says where the 1 is. And whatever digit's here says where the 2 is. Whatever digit's here where it says where the 3 is. Same here for the fourth, for the digit 4, and same here for the digit 5. So along an index line, you'll always have the digits that that you can index specifically, right? Or the possible indexes, right? Because you can't have like say a 7 here, which says that 1 is in the 7th position because there is no 7th position, right? So these all have to be 1 through 5. So this is 1 through 5. That's interesting because these 3 digits are 1 through 6 specifically. And so we have 3 digits in row 2, which have to be 1 through 5. And then 3 digits would have to be 1 through 6. So that's 6 cells in total, which have to have the digits 1 through 6. That means the rest of the row cannot contain 1 through 6 because that's a sextuplet containing the digits 1 through 6. So this is 7, 8, 9, this is 7, 8, 9, and this is 7, 8, 9. Well, where is the 6 in row 2? It has to be one of these 3 cells, which means this is 6. The only 2 digits it can be with that add up to another digit is 1 and 2. So this has to be 1, 2, and 6, which means this is 9. So this can't be 9. These can't be 1 or 2 because of the 1, 2, 6 triplet in row 2. So we have a 3, 4, 5 triplet along this index line, which means the index line, these digits have to be in the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th position, which means the second 2 has to be in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th position. Well, it cannot be 3rd, can't be 4th, it has to be 5th. So this is the 5th position, which is saying that 2 is in the 5th position. These can't be 5. Therefore, these are pointing either to themselves So this is saying that 3 is in the third position, which is possible, or 3 is in the fourth position, which would be possible also. This can't be 2. And obviously this can't be 2, 3, 4, 5 because 1 can only be now in the first position. This is also saying 1 can be in the 7th or the 8th position, but it can't be in the 8th position because we already have a 1 in that box. So it has to be in the 7th position. So this 1 has to be in the 7th. It's not here. This is not a 7. So this is saying 9 has to be either in the 9th position or the 8th position. So one of these is a 9. Okay, what else do we know? 2 has to be one of these two cells. These are the digits 1 through 7. And 1 cannot be here, 2 cannot be here. 2 cannot be in the first position or the third position because they would have to be one of these two cells. So these are not 1 or 3. It has to be 4 through 7. So one of these is a 2. We're not sure which. One has to be one of these 3 cells here. This is at least 4. So this is 4, 4, 5, 4 through 9. So we know 9 has to be one of these 3 cells. We also know 8 has to be one of these 3 cells. Interesting. So 9 cannot be here, because if that were 9, this circle would add up to more than 9. And 8 can't be here because this is at least 3 here. So therefore this would be 11 if that added up. So this cannot be 8. Therefore 8 and 9 both have to be here. So this is an 8 and 9 pair. This could obviously be any from 1 through 7 here. Cannot be 7 though. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this can't be 7. Actually, this is 1, 3 at minimum. So this can't even be 6 here. So this is 1 through 5. This could be 1 through 8 here. Well, we know where are 7 and 6 in box 5. It has to be along the index line. So this cannot have a 6 or a 7. So the 7 has to be 1 through 5. So this can't be 7 either. 6 can be any of 1 through 6. So that's fine. 2 cannot be in the second spot, so this has to be, it cannot be 7th, 9th, or 1st, because that's already taken. So it could be 3rd, cannot be 4th, 5th, or 6th. It could be 8th. So it's 3rd or 8th. The 2 is either here or here along this index line. This index line cannot be 7 or 9. So 9 cannot be 7 or 9, but it could be any of the others. 6 cannot be 8th or 9th. 6 else cannot be 7th. There's no 7 along this line also. So none of these can be 7. So 7 has to be in box 2. It has to be one of these two cells, which means 7 in box 1 has to be one of these two cells because it can't be along the line. Okay. Um, 8 can be either in the 9th position. The 8th position is fine. Cannot be 7, 6. It could be 5, 4, 3, 2. Cannot be 5, though. 4, 3, 2. So these are the possible positions for 8. 5 can be 4, 5, 6, or 3rd. So this could be 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 is one of these 4. So this digit, whatever it is the same as this digit, because the remaining index cells here have to be different, right? And so these two have to be the same. So this cannot be the same as any other digit on the index line. It has to be here then. Index line kind of serves like a Renban, actually. A sort of constrained Renban. It's actually interesting. I didn't know that because This could be 8. What can be in the 9 position? None of these can be. These can't be 9. I guess this... No, one of these 2 is a 9. So this can't be 9, this can't be 9 because one of these 2 has to be a 9. None of these can be a 9 because, again, the 9 can only be in the 8th and 9th position, so none of these can be 9. And these can't be 9 because of this 9, therefore this must be a 9. So this is a 9, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 9. So 8 is in the 9th position. That means this cannot 2 cannot be in the 8th position. So this must be in the 3rd position, which means 2 is here, which means this can't be 2, which forces this to be a 2 in row 2. This can't be 3rd, so we have a 4, 5, 6 triplet in box 2, which eliminates 4, 5, and 6 in the rest of the box. This can't be 4, so this is 3. This can't be 6, so this is 1, which makes that 6, and that makes this 4. This is saying that 1 is in the 1st spot, which it is. 2 is in the 5th spot, which it is. 3 is in the 4th spot, which it is. 4 is in the 3rd spot, which it is. And 5 is in the 2nd spot, which it is. So the remaining digits here are 7 and 8. This can't be 8, so this must be 7, which makes this an 8. None of these can be 1. So where's the 1 on this index line? It has to be the first one. So this is 1, which means these can't be 1. This is at and this can't be 1. This is at minimum 3, 4. This is at minimum 2. So that adds up to 9, which is the maximum here. So this minimum has to be the exact value. So this is 2, this is 2. This has to be 9, this is 8. This has to be 3 and 4. So this cannot be 3 or 4. This the 2 is in the 7th position, so therefore this is 7. This can't be 4. This can't be 7 anymore. There's no 2 or 7 here. This cannot be 2. We have a 3, 4, 5, 6 triplet, or quadruplet, in column. This can't be 4, because one of these has to be a 4. We have, a 3, 4 pair and a 5, 6 pair in column 5, which eliminates 3, 4, 5, and 6. And along with 1, 7, 2, and 9, we know the final digit has to be an 8. So this is an 8, which means the 5 is in the 8th position. So this is a 5. This can't be 5 or 8 anymore. This has to be a 4 because of the 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in the row. This cannot be 1, cannot be 2. It has to be 8. Can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 9, so this is 8, which makes this cannot be 2, 6, cannot be 3, 5. It has to be 1, 7. So this is 1, this is 7. This cannot be 1, cannot be 2. It has to be 7. And it can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, or 8. So this is 1 or 2, cannot be 2, so this is 1, which makes that a 2. The remaining digits here are 3 and 6. The remaining digits here are 4 and 5. This cannot be 1, 6, adding up to 7. This can't be 2, 5, adding up to 7, so it must be 3, 4. The 3, 4, 3, 4 pair eliminates 3 and 4 from the rest of the column. So this is 6, which makes that 3. This can't be 2, and this can't be 2, so one of these two digits must be a 2. We also have one set, so one of these is 1. One of these is 1, one of these 2 is 2. This is 7 or 8, and the rest of these can be 7 or 8. This is at least 3 here and at least 1. So this is 4, 5, or 6 here. It cannot contain a 2. So it could be 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 5. Either way, this is always a 1. So this is 1, which means this can't be 1. 2 has to be one of these 2 cells here. The remaining digits here are 7 and 9. Which says that 6 has to be in either the 7th or 9th spot. And it cannot be the 7th spot because of this 6. Therefore, this must be the 9th spot. And therefore, this is 7, this is 6. This can't be 6. So this is 3. This is either 4 and with 3 and 1, or 5 with 4 and 1. So 4 is always one of these 2 digits. 2 then has to be here. And this has to be 3 or 5. Well, we have a 3, 4, 5 triplet in box 6, which eliminates 3, 4, 5 in the rest of the box. 6 can't be here. Where is the 6? It has to be here. That leaves 8, 9 here. This can't be 9 because of this 9, so this must be 8, which makes that a 9. This can't be 6 here. We have a 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruplet in row 4, which eliminates 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the rest of the row. That leaves a 9 here. What else do we have? This can't be 5, so this must be 4, which makes that a 5. 3 can only be in the 5th or the 6th spot, so this cannot be 3. 4 could be in the 4th, 5th, or 6th spots, that's fine. 5 can be any of the 3 through 6, and 6 has to be in 3, 4, 5, which is, yeah. The remaining digits here are 1, 5, and 6. Well, 4 cannot be in the 5th or 6th spot. This has to be a 1. So 4 is in the 1st spot, so this is a 4. This can no longer be 1, and the remaining digits are 2, 3, and 7. So this is 3 or 7, which is saying that 7 has to be in the 3rd or the 7th spot, so it cannot be in the 2nd spot. So this is a 2. This can't be 2 or 7 here. So this is 3 or 7, but it cannot be 3, so this must be 7, which is saying 3 is in the 7th spot, so this is 3. Remaining digits here are 5 and 6. This can't be 1, so this must be a 1 here in row 2, because that's the only spot for it. We have 8 2s, right? Yep, we know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be here. What about 1s? We have 9 1s, so that's already filled. We don't have enough 4s. Okay, the remaining digits here are 4 and 7, and this can't be 7 because of that 7. So this is 4, which makes that 7. This 4 means this can't be 4, so this is 3, which makes that 4. The remaining digits here are 8 and 9. This can't be 7, so this must be 8, which means this has to be 9, which makes that an 8. Remaining 3 digits here are 3, 5, and 6. Well, this can be 5 and 6. This can only be 3 or 5 because it can't be 6 here. And this could be any of 3, 5, or 6. We have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in row 8, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the row. Therefore, this must be a 9. We have a 3, 4, 3, 4 pair in box 4, which eliminates 3 and 4 in the rest of the box. This can't be 3, so this must be 5, which makes that a 6, which makes that a 3. This 6 makes this 5, which makes that a 6. This means this can't be 5, so 6 cannot be here anymore. We have a 3, 4, 5 triplet now in row 5, which eliminates 3, 4, and 5 in the rest of the row. Therefore, this is a 6. This has to be a 5 because it's the only digit remaining. And this is 7 or 8, but can't be 7, so this is 8, which makes that a 7. Okay. What does this say? Oh, wait. 4 is in the 6th spot. So therefore this must be a 6, which makes this a 5. That makes this 6, which is saying 3 is in the 6th spot. So this must be a 3. Therefore this can't be 3. This is 4, which adds up to 5. So this must be 5. This has to be a 3, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 3. This can no longer be 3 or 5, so it's just 4, which is saying a 5 is in the 4th slot. So this is a 5. And that's how you solve it. Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. Index line, yeah, so that's an interesting way of thinking about things. Index lines are essentially just kind of restricted Renban lines, if you think about it. Because it has to be a continuous set of digits, and it's always starting from 1. So it's whatever the size of the length of the line is the index from 1. You have to have the digits 1 to n, essentially. So instead of being in Renban, which could be like, 5 through 9 or whatever, it always has to start with 1. And they index each other. So it's definitely more restrictive than a Renban line. It's essentially a more restrictive Renban line, if you think about it. Which leads to some interesting puzzles, actually. And I just did a recent puzzle in a challenging level puzzle, I believe, which had an appendix line, which was also interesting. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.